So this is a book series, 5 very, very, I should say, pretty books na pag-uusapan natin mamaya. And of course, I do hope that you already have your copies of The Retelling of the Richest Man in Babylon. It is in both English and Tagalog. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Clarissa Seriña de la Paz.
Morning.
Hello! Yeah. Good morning. Kumusta? How do I call you? Do I call you Clarissa?
You can call me Cla, yeah.
So can you please share with us, syempre, this is Money Lessons with FQ Mom, any childhood money memory that you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, actually, as you said, when you introduced me, I really grew up in a household wherein both my parents are money conscious. So, sobrang swerte namin magkakapatid. And madami akong childhood memories, but I think I'll share the top three for today. So first, you've already introduced that. We were given allowances in weekly and monthly tranches. So as early as grade 1, meron kaming allowance. So weekly siya up to high school. So, kahit 5 days as a 7-year-old, natuto po ako na to budget that from Monday to Friday and make sure that by Friday I still have allowance. Obviously I made mistakes, which I think what the intention of my parents were. So there were times when you're so excited on a Monday, but then on a Friday you realize, oh, ito pala yung
Ubus na.
consequences. So I think it's very important for kids to actually realize, the consequences of their money decisions. And then fast forward to college, we were given a monthly allowance. So again, it's the same logic. It's given on the first day of the month, and then na-excite ka, naubos mo ng week 1, wala ka ng pera until the end of the month. So by the time that I graduated and got my first job, I already was equipped of, what needed to be ano yung values and habits that I need to know para magkasya yung sweldo ko. So sa totoo lang, never ko na-experience yung pecha de peligro, or I wasn't really like, which I think is a common Filipino culture, 'di ba? You often hear it. Like it's such a normal to speak about, oh, pecha de peligro, I can't wait for my paycheck. Or globally nga, it's, living from paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck.
Yeah.
That's right. Alam mo,
Yeah.
I kept on nodding while you were saying that because I also grew up with that allowance eh. In fact, syempre, lalo na nung panahon ko, no, hindi pa uso yung mga pa-weekly-weekly, daily lang ang binibigay. Because syempre, the parents were not very sure whether that amount of money could still last. And, it was also very talagang fundamental yung effect sa akin na hindi rin ako naka-experience ng pecha de peligro na yan. Kasi nga, it's really different when you start at a very young age. Para bang there was no other reality for us, ano? But for those naman na hindi na umpisahan sa ganon, I think it's still not too late to come up with that kind of design that will really force you to have that discipline na pagkakasyahin. So kahit grade 5 na po o high school na yung mga anak nyo, pwede pa rin nating umpisahan. Because I think, Klano, you would say that really affected your current relationship with money. As you said,
Yes.
hindi ka napunta doon. And then you also mentioned that you got into your first stock investment at the age of 12. Tell us about that.
Yes. So, one of, again, childhood memories, my dad was really conscious with, with talking about money at home. So in fact, if I can just do a segue, meron kaming bamboo banks. So it's given every
okay.
1st of January, and whatever we save, so puro coins lang yon, whatever we save, by the end of the year, our parents would actually double that. So
Ito
they
ba
were
ang
teaching us.
alkansyang kawayan?
Yes.
Oh, di ba
Oo.
social bamboo bank. Pero ito po,
Oo.
ito yung alkansya talaga na kawayan.
Oo, as in ginagawa ng dad ko.
Cute,
As
ah.
in, siya yung mismong gumagawa, as in siya yung ta's
Hmm.
binibigay niya sa'min. Ta's 'pag, 1st of January dine-design namin yun, we put our names, ganyan. Tapos
Oh,
every
nice.
December 31, so New Year's Eve, kasama siya dun sa as in bibiyakin namin siya. Tapos talagang bibilangin namin yung coins. Our parents would
Mm.
double that. So they were teaching us delayed gratification. So all year
Yeah.
round, you're thinking of will I spend it? Like, will I save it because it will double by the end of the year? So again, just having that
Oo.
money consciousness of make that empowers you to make decisions, right? And really weigh
Yes.
whether what you're going to buy is worth every peso. Yeah. Then just
Oo.
going back to your question on how we got into investing in the stock market at age
Stock
12,
market.
we had money from gifts, from Christmas, from birthday, and then my dad said, "Oh, do you want to invest your money?" Because my dad was
Okay.
doing the stock market, was active in the stock market. So he said, if I put it in the stock market with my pool, if I can pool it with my money, ito yung pwede niyang, as in very, very casual conversation. Pwede siya mag-grow,
Yeah.
your money will
Yeah.
not be just in the bank, ganyan. So, syempre ako,
Yes.
parang sunod-sunod ka lang naman sa dad mo. Like, sabi ko, "Oh, sige, okay. So, not just me, even my siblings. So, sobrang liit lang ng pera namin at the time. It's really just allowance and Christmas gifts. So, we pulled it together with my dad. And then my dad was checking the stock market every day. So, that was also the kind of environment that, we grew up in.
Yes, that you grew up in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then,
sounds
yeah. And
very
then,
familiar.
yeah. So yun.
Yeah.
Tapos parang eventually, it grew and then he was explaining and that was actually how he explained the stock market in its simplest
Yeah.
how you can explain it to a 12-year-old. So yeah, so that's what got me into investing in the stock market. Until now,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Yes, very good. So, how did you and Monique Leonardo Carlos, who is your co-author in this new book series, how did you get together for this?
Okay, so Monique is actually my friend back in college. We used to sing
Mhm.
together in the UP
Oh
concert
my!
chorus. Yes.
Woo!
So yeah, so singing is our first love. But then
Mm-mm.
when I wrote my books on personal finance, I wish they taught money in school and money grows on trees. Monique was already approaching me because she naman wants to write children's books because Monique is
Mm-mm.
if my advocacy is financial literacy, si Monique naman it's early childhood education.
So Monique and you were together at the UP concert chorus, and then
Yes.
she's siya naman advocate. She's really a writer. Is that correct?
No, so none of us are writers actually. So it's really
Really?
our
Okay.
advocacies. So we consulted, we got editors, yeah, but the
Mm-mm.
central ideas are from us. So I started it with the money concepts that we want to impart in the book. So we established money values and habits that we want to pass on, not just to our own
Mm.
children, but also to to the world, to the other children, and to other families out there.
Mhm.
Si Monique naman, because she's a early childhood educator, she actually
Early
owned a
childhood.
preschool before they migrated to Canada. Yeah, and right now in Canada, she's a director of a family resource program, and you won't believe
Mm.
this, she homeschools her three children. Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
I don't know how she does it,
Believe
but yeah,
ako.
yeah, super mom yan
Wow.
si
So, I am very excited about this book series. Maybe we can share with the audience this very short video to give them a flavor, and then later on, we will further discuss the books. Okay? So, let's all watch this. So those are the books. And then we have good news because the audience can actually purchase these books at a discount, ano? Can
Yeah, so you can get copies of our books in our on our, from our website, so saffisquirrel.com. And if you
Mhm.
enter the promo code FQMOM exclusively for your followers, readers, and viewers right now, you will get a 5% discount. Yeah, so do check out our website. And also, we're on social media, Facebook and Instagram. So FQMOM, don't forget.
Yes, Saffi Squirrel is the site. Can you tell us why, how you came up with Saffi Squirrel? Why a squirrel?
So again, it's really Monique who's the genius behind educating children, and she said that children talaga gravitate towards animals. Kaya a lot of
Oo.
books and teaching materials really use animals. So Monique was telling me about the gray squirrel. So yung squirrel, Safi squirrel is actually colorful. As you can see on my background, this is an actual
Yeah.
page from our books. So obviously we made it colorful, but then the gray squirrels, they actually mimic the behavior of investors. So, 'di
Oh,
ba
tell
po,
us
they
how.
yeah. So they have acorns, and then they actually bury the acorns in different locations. So, 'di ba, in investing,
Diversify.
yes, exactly. So don't put your eggs in one basket. And
Mm.
the gray squirrels actually follow that. And then sometimes they even rebury them. So they would again dig some in some other place, and then they will move the acorns.
Ay,
And at the
cute.
same time, meron silang acorns who they just leave and forget, that actually
Uh-huh.
grow into mighty oak trees. So with that, we really felt that it embodies it's the animal that embodies the advocacy behind Safi Squirrel books. So
Oo.
yeah, so
Galing.
that's yeah, kaya squirrel. And then Safi naman is the Greek name for it's a Greek word for knowledge and wisdom. So
Safi.
our aim is
Ay,
to
it's a
teach
cute name, ha? Cute name
yes,
yan, ah. So,
yes,
sa
yeah,
mga buntis na mommy diyan, kung gusto niyo super talino yung anak niyo, why don't you nickname your child Safi? Puwedeng
Safi,
boy, puwedeng
yes,
girl, 'di ba? Safi.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
So, at this
yeah.
point, I'd like us to go through each book, no? Alam mo, tuntua ako dito dun sa term na 'to, no? How do you say? Yan, ginormous. Cla, you tell us a little bit about that. Kasi
Sure, sure.
it's a series of 5, eh, 'di ba? So, let's start with the
Yes.
first one.
Yeah. So
Uh,
Renee is Monique's second daughter. And it's about money mindfulness. So Renee and her squad, all the other kids will learn to differentiate and discern needs and wants. So we
Nice.
wrote this so that, hoping that when our children grow up to become adults, they will also learn to differentiate and discern between an asset and a liability, or between a good debt versus bad debt. And actually it goes beyond money then, right? Like being mindful of our choices. So
Yeah.
again, on the parenting side of things, Monique and I also made sure that the books also equip the parents to give their children opportunities to make these to choose better choices, and to also make
Mm.
mindful decisions. So
Yeah,
that's
gusto
the
ko
first
yun,
book.
'no? Meron kang ano, eh, so there's this story and then may mga note dito. Parang may
Yes,
mga
for the big
coach sa
people.
parents. Ask the
Yeah.
child, "What do you think ginormous means?" Yung mga ganyan, 'no? And it's
Yes,
nice
yes.
because this is about a traveling bag, but it actually teaches you about needs and wants, yung mga sinabi mo. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Rafael stretches his patience. That's the yellow cover. Yan. So Rafael naman is yung bunsong anak ni Monique. So Monique has three children. I have two children. So Rafael stretches his patience is about delayed gratification. And
Okay.
if you flip to the back cover, so how we're actually teaching that to our kids is, so you have two kinds of cakes there. So the first cake is instant gratification. So we're
Mhm.
calling it good now. And then delayed gratification is better later. So if you actually wait, there's going to be frosting, and the rewards are much much better. Similar to again the bamboo bank, yung alkansya natin na kawayan,
Yeah.
na
So
pwedeng
ito,
doblehin ng parents.
Alam mo kasi, the second installment of the FQ trilogy, you have the FQ book, ano, that also talks about this. Eh. Alam mo, ang
Yes.
scientific, ang medyo nosebleed term for that is hyperbolic discounting or being present bias. So this one teaches you that through yung
Yeah.
mga, ito nga, yung mga kwentuhan na naman nila ni Saffi Squirrel. Okay, next.
So our third book is Alessi's Pot of Gold. So it's the green
What's the
one.
color of
So
that? Oh, it's
yeah,
this
the green.
one.
Yes. So
Okay.
Alessi is my daughter. She's my firstborn. And this is about abundance and creativity. So
Ah,
here
nice.
we're saying that your pot of gold are really things that you enjoy doing, things that you're good at. So we encourage families to, equip or help their children develop their skills and talents. Because again, when they grow up, these skills and talents can actually be your pot of gold, or these can be your sources of income. So again,
Mm,
personally, I'm an advocate of multiple streams of income, because sino ba nagsabi that we can only earn from one source of income, that we can only earn
correct.
from one job, especially now
Yeah.
na yun, 'di ba, digital, the technology allows us to really amass
Correct.
wealth, like earn from different sources of income. So this is what this
Mm-mm.
book is all about. Okay, the fourth
Ano ba yung
book
next natin?
is Mattina Dreams Big. Okay, so
Matina
Matina,
Dreams Big. This is the
yes.
lilac book.
Yes. So Matina is Monique's first daughter, and this is about, as the title says, dreaming big, but it's also about believing in yourself. And then how do you translate those dreams into goals? So if you flip through the pages, meron kaming tips on, how to encourage our children to dream big, believe in themselves, and how to make a plan. Again, hoping that when they grow up, or even as they grow up, they will not say the words or the phrase, I can't afford this or I can't afford that. Pero ang gusto natin na matutunan nila is to ask the question, how can I afford this? So how
Yes.
is, if you make a plan, you'll be able to actually achieve all your financial goals or your big dreams. That, let's be honest, big dreams cost money. So
Correct.
yeah, so this is what Matina Dreams Big is all about.
And
And
finally,
the last book is Basti Builds a Home. So Basti is my son, and he likes to be a builder. So we also
hmm,
incorporated a lot of their personality and a lot of our personal conversations with our kids. So it's not just fiction. It's inspired by our conversations. So Basti Builds a Home is about the value of giving and sharing, which we feel is the ultimate purpose of money.
of
We are
money.
blessed
Yeah.
because we need to share whatever we have. So yeah, so this one naman, Basti is torn what to do with his share, save, and spend jar. So that's where the
Mhm.
story revolves around.
Ang
Yeah.
galing kasi alam mo, natutuwa ako because all of these 5 books incorporated, naka-intertwine yung value. And kasi I am such a big believer of that, that really FQ is a value system. It's not just a set of skills that you can teach through a book or in school. It really has to be intertwined with your values. And that's why parents are still the best teachers of money to their children, no matter how insecure you are about your own money, being money savvy or having a high FQ, you still are, because a value is better caught than taught, di ba, no?
Yes, it's
So
so
it's
nice. Yeah.
really nice. Kaya feel na feel ko itong mga libro na to. And it's very interesting. If you heard what Clau was saying, yung mga characters, yung 5 bata, actually, anak ninyong dalawa, no?
Yes.
Nakakatuwa. So, ayan, no? Ayan sila. Ayan. Yung 5 bata na yan ay mga anak nilang dalawa. You have two. The names of your children are
So mine is Alessi and Basti, and then
Alessi and Basti.
yeah, and then Monique's children are Matina, Renee, and Rafael.
So how do your children feel about this? Excited ba sila? Kinilig ba sila? Kasi
Yes,
normally, 'di ba,
oo.
parang the book is dedicated, pero sila, the book is really about you also. You're the
Yes,
characters.
Actually, it was a family project. So they were very much involved. So yung kahit yung mga clothes nila dyan and yung mga toys nila in the story are sila sa kanila nang galing. Like meron in Basti Builds a Home, my son was saying, "Oh, can you include an excavator? Can you include a dump truck on this certain page?" So and then when they
Oh,
saw it,
nice.
yeah, and then when the artist gets back to us, to show her drafts, they were making comments, even the colors. So nakakatuwa din. It became a family bonding. Tapos medyo na-memorize na nila kasi when the prints also came, they were very excited to read them. As in they were
Dapat pala
screaming, as you
kasama
said,
natin sila
nakikilig.
ngayon. Dapat pala kasama natin
Oh,
sila ngayon, ano?
next
Sabihin,
time.
oh,
Yeah.
what do you think of your character? Okay, so thank you very much for sharing this, ano? And I really suggest parents out there to get copies of this book. No, ang galing eh. Kasi, first of all, I love the colors. Alam mo naman, mga
Thank you.
sarap-sarap ng color, mga pastel-pastel. And then, they really incorporate. It's really a story na parang you're not lecturing, you're telling them narrations of stories about children and animals. And then doon mo na pinapasok yung mga lessons that hopefully they will learn. You know, I remember when my children were mga toddlers, mga binabasahan ko na libro, even before they really learned how to read, they could memorize na some parts of the books kasi paulit-ulit-ulit. And that's why I'm
Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling
true.
parents out there, guys, sama nyo yan dun sa repertoire ng inyong mga anak. So that it's already there in the deep down in their psyche talaga. And when it comes to managing or our behavior towards money, it's not really the rational brain that's at work. Eh. It's really the emotional brain. That's why it's so important that you create these lovely moments with your children, reading them books. Tapos isama nyo na rin yung mga FQ books na mga ganito. Okay, so Monique, because you are a finance advocate, what are the common problems of parents that you see when it comes to teaching their children about money? So you can just go from kahit bata yung anak niya or kahit tumanda na yung anak niya at umaasa pa rin siya. Tell us what you've seen out there.
I think among Filipino households, rare do we talk about money.
Okay.
So bakit money is a taboo? Why is it not a topic? Like we parent our kids on so many topics, right? Health and fitness. Ngayon uso
Yes.
na rin yung mental health for kids. And there's also good study habits.
Yes.
Pero bakit walang good money
Money
habits?
habits. Yeah.
When in fact, all of us will grow up and will actually use money, and we use money every day. So we
Correct.
feel na talaga na it's a life skill. And yun nga, if it's not taught in school, just like what I said in my first book, I wish they taught money in school. Then we really want, parents or families to start talking about money. So that's one, we don't talk about money, or if we do talk about it, it's very limited.
Yeah.
Again, sa Filipino households, the most common natin na narinig natin, or even we grew up with this, yung magtipid ka, mag-ipon ka, save your money, and then it stops there. So we'll tell
Mm-mm.
them to save money, but then what do you do with the money that you saved?
To save.
And
Yeah.
yes, and even in schools, right? Like we are taught, to be doctors, to be lawyers, whatever course we or whatever career path we choose to do. But then nobody teaches us, what do you do with the paycheck that you earn, with the salary? Where do you invest, or how
Mhm.
do you make it grow?
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-mm. So we
so
should
yon.
really go beyond saving. We have to
Yes,
go beyond
yes.
saving.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you notice any difference or similarity between how the parents are here and the Singaporeans?
Actually, in Singapore, they're very money savvy. So you will
Mm.
actually hear, so even the fresh graduates in my workplace, you hear them talk about investing. Also, I think the Singapore government, they have a forced retirement fund. They have forced savings. So parang
Yeah.
automatically a portion of their paycheck or
Yes.
earnings, go
Yes.
to a, yeah. So and then go to a CPF, and then parang the
Mm.
government, it's something that they can use to actually purchase a house. So may
Correct. I've
ganong
heard of that.
training. Yes, may ganong training. So it's actually an inspiration, to bring that same mindset and practice and
Yes.
culture to the Philippines.
And
That's why,
structure. The
yes,
infrastructure should be there. I'm so big on design. Dapat talaga ilagay natin na para bang wala nang choice. Talagang ganun eh. Talagang magse-set aside ka ng pera para sa
yeah.
pagtanda mo. Nice,
Mm-mm.
nice. I noticed that Chinese families are more comfortable talking about money over the dinner table, di ba, no? And it's like part of the children's already, like summer education. Is that a
Yeah,
cultural thing? Why? Why?
I
Why aren't we
think
like that?
it's yeah, I think it's cultural. So actually my first two books, I Wish They Taught Money in School and Money Grows on Trees, I co-authored that with a Filipino Chinese friend, a very good
Mm-hmm.
friend, Sharon Ke. We were talking about yun nga, money is a taboo. And then sabi nga niya, sa Filipino Chinese family, it's not a taboo. They actually talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. So which
Yeah.
is good because again, it's just a common language in the dining table.
Exactly.
You hear it every day from your parents. So it's actually very good training. I think one of the things that we need to defy for Filipino families is that minsan pag pinag-uusapan yung pera, minsan merong smart shaming, like sinasabi, ano ba yan, mukhang pera, pag puro pera-pera yung
Yes.
usapan. Pero hindi siya about being mukhang pera, or if you
Or
say that,
nagyayabang. Yes.
oo, tapos parang we're put down when we say, "Gusto kong yumaman, gusto kong maging mayaman pagtanda ko." Pero hindi, kasi
Mm-mm.
nga it's
Mm-mm.
really, I mean, money is not evil. It's what you do with the money that can be evil. But money is
Yes.
neutral. It's just an object. But
Correct.
ikaw nga as a person, what your values are just magnified when you have money.
Yeah,
So,
I
This
like
point
that. May
when you
mga
say,
nagpadala kasi ng questions for you, ano? Ito
yes.
yung una. How can parents who are not good with money teach their children to have a high FQ or to be good with money?
Yeah, so I feel it's really a family journey, right? Because
Correct.
hindi lang about money, pero actually lahat ng habits din and attitude of parents kinokopya, or our children actually mimic that. So I think part of the responsibility of raising money smart children is to make sure that you also equip yourself with, you manage your money well, or again, pag pinag-uusapan yun, let's say between spouses or between relatives, 'di ba? The topic of money, make
Mm-mm.
sure it's positive because they will really pick it up. It's hindi tapos
Correct.
I also believe in, the best parenting tip really is to lead by example. Like
Correct.
hindi pwedeng we're teaching them how to be money savvy. We buy Saffi Squirrel books and have them read it, pero ikaw, they will see that you're overspending on your credit card,
Mm-mm.
or you're
Mm-mm.
ang dami nating bad debt. So it doesn't work right like that. So I would suggest, also work on yourself. You have FQ books, a lot of FQ books.
Yes.
You can also
Mm-mm.
read my previous books. I Wish They Taught Money in School and Money Grows on Trees, which will teach naman adults,
Yeah.
so sarili muna. So yun din, equip yourself, teach yourself, because it's really, kahit anong preach natin with the kids, they half listen, but they will absorb our behavior and our
Yes.
mindset.
Yeah, they will really, sabi nga, no, values are better caught than taught. So,
Yes.
just to clarify din, ano, yung sabi kasi natin, we have to be good examples. Kung minsan may mga questions kasi rin ako na-encounter na ganito eh. Pag gusto nilang bumili ng something which is already like a luxury for them, the parents, para bang, ay, baka naman mamaya sabihin ng anak ko, baka gayahin ako ng anak ko. So, I'd like to clarify that point, ano, Cla. Kasi your children should be made aware then what the parents can afford and what the children can afford when it comes to enjoying luxury. Hindi naman
Yes.
pwede na pinag-ipunan mo na yan at afford mo naman yan, hindi naman magsasuffer yung college fund ng anak mo tas hindi mo pa rin gagawin just because baka kopyahin ka na naka kung ano man yung relo mo, no? Huwag ganon. You have to make your children understand that this is already something that I've worked hard for. I've earned my
Yes.
own keep. Ganyan. Ikaw, alam
Yes.
ko, high school ka pa lang, aba, Huwag ka muna masyadong pa-signature, tsaka na kung kumikita ka na. So, yun. Let's
Yes.
clarify that also.
Yes. Actually, very aligned with what you just said. Yan po yung pinag-usapan namin in Renee's Ginormous Bag, and that talks about needs and wants, and also in Mattina Dreams Big. So we're also teaching parents na to also not say no to wants.
Mm.
So while we
Mhm.
prioritize our needs, let's also not
Yes.
lose heart of our wants, because ultimately yung
Ayan.
wants natin are actually big dreams. So we can actually
Pampahati.
process that. Yes, we can process that with our children na we have satisfied our needs. So therefore
Mm.
this is my dream. My dream is to, I don't know, it's not just luxury bag, right? Like a huge vacation or a travel,
Yeah.
a family trip. But then you
Oo.
explain to your children. So again, just talking about it, just bringing up the topic of how what your dreams are. And you can also ask your
Mm.
children, right? So, isa pong example nun, like, kunwari, both kami ni Monique, when we're in a toy store, yan, diba? I guess typical, ano to, parenting scenario. And then your children obviously would want a toy, right? So, I'm very conscious not to say no. So, what I tell my kids is, well, if I want to teach them delayed gratification, I say, okay, so maybe you can have that for your next birthday or for Christmas. Tapos yung 7-year-old ko naman si Alessi, she understands numbers na kasi she's in grade 1. So she knows
Yeah.
na addition, subtraction. So I tell her, okay, how much is that? And then let's work towards that. Okay, so it's $30. Okay, so how much is your allowance again? So again, you're
Mhm.
just rewiring their brain on
Yeah.
how they can afford it. So again, in a toy store, anything they want, we don't say no. Let's work a plan. Let's do, how do you think you can achieve it?
Oh, alam
So
mo, I recall that kwento of yours. I recall a story that I shared in my very first book, Raising Pinoy Boys, on the chapter on money matters. My husband and I never said in a toy store then, ano, we never gave the excuse we don't have money for that. Kasi that is
exactly.
a shortcut. But when you keep on saying we don't have money for that, what you're inculcating in your children is that the the reasoning or what decides is having or not having the money lang. 'Di ba? Whereas
Yes.
it's really about allocating your resources. So we would say we think, kumbawa, very expensive. We think this is too much for a kid like you. Yung sasabihin mo, no? Hindi mo sasabihin na, wala kaming pera eh. So, kasi kung
Yeah.
may pera kami, bibili namin yan sa'yo. Hindi eh. Para kasi pag lumaki yung mga bata, always listening to that it's the affordability lang, na para bang
Yes.
it's the having or not having. Once they start earning, hala, karambola na yan sa paggastos.
Yes.
Hindi nila
Parang deprived na
malalaman.
deprived naman. Yeah.
Hindi nila
Yeah.
malalaman na kahit na ganito yung pera mo, hindi mo kailangang lustayin lahat sa isang toy. So I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Okay, let's go to the next question. Do you advocate giving allowance to children? Some parents don't because they think that their children should earn that money.
So yes, I do advocate for that, just because again we were given allowance as early as grade 1. So I'd rather my children make mistakes with a $5 allowance than when they grow up and they make mistakes only at with 5,000. With 5,000, I don't know, pesos or dollars.
Mm,
So
mm.
I'd rather they make mistakes now. So making mistakes is also encouraged. Like Monique and I are advocates
Yeah.
also of, let them make mistakes, because honestly, that's where they
Yes.
will learn. Again, we can preach, they will have listen, but then when they themselves experience, firsthand
Experience.
experience, yung nagkamali ako, ito yung nangyari, this is how I felt, and these are my realizations. Yun yung talagang mag-equip din sa kanila on their financial journey. But just to the second part of that question, we also give our kids opportunities to earn money.
To earn.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, so again, yung si Alessi has an allowance now. Basi doesn't, because he's still in preschool. But at grade 1, we gave Alessi. So parang she has 50 cents allowance every day, and then so she can save that. But at the same time, if she wants more money, she can do chores, and she can help out, or bigyan namin siya ng mga summer job ganyan, or not even summer job,
Yeah.
like even all year long, to earn extra. So
Yes.
again, it's something that we want to teach families. So you can give them allowance so they learn saving. They will also we also double her savings, last
Just like how
Christmas.
you grew up with.
Yes.
Ah.
And at the same time, give them opportunities to earn money within the household kasi they will also learn the value of hard work.
Yeah. Ay,
Yeah.
natutuwa ako kasi ako rin, allowance really worked well for me. So I was so sure already of the effect of that on me.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much. This has been fun. Any parting words to our audience, Cla?
Yes, get your copies of Saffi Squirrel. We just launched this, so very fresh. So it's on our website, saffisquirrel.com. Use your exclusive promo code. So if you use FQMom, you'll get 5% off. And then if for your followers and viewers outside the Philippines naman, our books are actually available in Amazon.com. So
Yeah.
it's again, we want to reach everybody globally. That's it. Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Thank you very
today.
much. Thank you everyone for joining this fun conversation. So don't forget, get your copies of the Saffi Squirrel books. Use FQMOM as your code to get 5% discount. If you want to learn more about financial quotient, please head on to our website, fqmom.com, and follow me on my socials. That's FQMom on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Kumu, podcast, lahat na. And I'll see you again next Thursday. Maraming salamat po. This has been Rose Press Fausto with Clarissa de la Paz. Wishing you all a high FQ. Goodbye!
Bye. Thank you.